Hi guys. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. But anyway, guys, I just really this topic. Oh god, I don't like the video. But this is my first live video and we improve with time. But I feel like God is leading my heart to talk about this because I feel like this is something that I think I see a lot, and a lot of people always keep asking me these questions, times when they are going through a lot, and it just feels like nothing's happening. You're praying, you're fasting, you're believing God for something, and it still feels as if no, your prayers are not getting answered. So I'm going to be talking about it, your waiting period. I don't know, like it's been long I actually posted a video on my channel, and that's because my phone is still having issues, and that's why you guys have not really seen me posting any videos. But I really felt led to do this live, and this is my first live. I didn't even think I can do live because my laptop. I didn't think that my laptop could do live. Well, can do live, and I like it. So, guys, let me just talk about my own experience about what I've dealt with in my life and how I've actually understood the fact that when it's your waiting period, that is actually like your magical period where you can be able to change your life, where you can be able to achieve some things, where you can be able to do some things for yourself. For me, okay, let me even talk about something that actually moved me to talk about this video, apart from the fact that people always ask me this question. I bumped into a video on YouTube, which is a video where I get to listen to prayers and I just pray along. I don't know if you guys know this man, Mountain on Fire. He's actually like the pastor, the head pastor in Mountain of Fire. And I just remember one time I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw one video that they said 7 hours of prayers. And I remember just playing that video on my table, on my laptop on my table, and I just slept off. While that video was playing for 7 hours, and I slept off. But I noticed something that my subconscious was kind of praying along. There was even a time that I woke up in the middle of the night and I actually even started praying along with the video that was playing. Like the video was playing for like up to like 7 hours, and my subconscious mind was praying along with that video. But the thing that I actually like loved about his videos was the prayers. Oh my god, the prayers are like powerful prayers. And I'm going to encourage you guys to go and search on YouTube for prayers by Mountain of Fire, like all those 7 hours prayers, 2 hours prayers. Those prayers were really, really wow. So you guys can actually check it also. So I remember like when I started praying with all those prayers, I just all of a sudden started having attacks. As if no, the more I was praying, the more I was having more attacks. I even remember like I think that's even when I started having like problems with the guy I was dating, the guy I'm still dating. And I feel like a lot of times it happens to be like it's something that happens. Sometimes you are praying, you are fasting, and even at that moment when you're praying and fasting, it just feels as if no, your prayers are not even getting answered. And it just feels as if no, the problems is still getting worse. So it has happened to me a lot of times. That is why I want to encourage you. That is just a sign to tell you that your prayers is just about to get answers. Do you know that why I was cutting this guy, and I was just in this mood where I was always praying and believing God for things in my life. Then also of a sudden, it felt like we always having problems. Well, it just feeling as if no, he was not the one. Even at the point in time, like he actually even like ended the relationship and everything. And I just remember going back to God and telling God that, God, why will I be going through this? Because I know that, like, I'm praying, I'm fasting. This is actually the period of time that I'm praying and fasting, and I should be getting answers to my prayers. But it felt like around that time was even when the problems were increasing, where the challenges just felt worse. But do you know that after that season where we had problems, that's when he came back, he told me he was sorry. He told me what he was even doing when I was not praying. Those times I was not really praying. So things were even going behind the scene that I didn't know. But when I started praying, those times I was praying and I was thinking that God was not answering my prayers, that was when God was actually doing things for me. That was even when things were just happening. And before you know, like months later, he came, he was apologizing, he was begging, he said that what, this is the reason, what, and he told me the reason, and he told me when all those things were happening. And I'm like, that was actually when I was praying. Oh my God, later, months later, I'm calling months later, when I've removed my mind from everything I was going through, like it was as if no, God was trying to remind me that those times I was praying, that's even when God was answering my prayers. And that was even when the devil was trying to distract me, to make me feel as if no, nothing was happening in my life. And then when he came, he was telling me, oh, this is the period of time this was happening that you didn't know about. I'm like, oh my God, that was actually when I was praying and I thought God was answering my prayers. And actually, God was answering my prayers and I did not know. Another thing that I've also realized is that I don't even know if there's noise because my AC is on. Let me just off the AC just in case the noise is entering into the live stream. Okay, another time that I've actually like seen God do things for me when I was thinking that nothing was happening, my prayers were not getting answers, was actually when I got like a scholarship. Around that time when I actually applied for the scholarship, and then I've been applying for scholarships, and then finally I got called. Like after I've applied for 4 times or 3 times. So I think like I don't know if it's the fourth time or so that they called me, So they called me for the interview that I passed the scholarship exam, so I should come for interview. And guys, I went for the interview, and then what now happened? They said that, oh, sorry, you can't do the interview. You apply for this, you apply for that. And I'm just like, are you serious? Because for them to actually call you for the interview, if you've written an exam and then they call you for interview, that is like you've already gotten the scholarship. But then they called me for the interview, and now they're telling me that, oh, sorry, we can't give it to you. That what. I was so sad. And I remember that day was my pastor's birthday, and they were doing this marathon praise. But even before then, I've been praying, fasting, just believing God that God would help me with breakthrough on every area of my life, So when it felt like I lost that interview, I didn't even know the prayers to pray. I didn't know what to do. I was just confused, and I was just like, okay, so what now? What was happening? Like, God, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I passed this exam. So why can't I even have opportunity to even do the interview? They will not tell me, you did not pass interview. Then I felt like it was even better that I didn't even get the opportunity to do interview safe than for me to get it, and they were telling me that no, you cannot actually do the interview. So I just remember like being so sad, being odd, sad, and I just kept thinking about it. But I remember that time was my pastor's birthday. So I remember like, okay, let me just go and do this marathon praise. It was like a day something. So I remember just going to do the marathon praise. and I forgot about. I didn't even know the prayer point to pray, and the country I actually applied for, I didn't get to that country. I think I applied to Russia or something. So I didn't even know the prayer to pray. I didn't even know what to do. I'm just like, God, whatever you want to do, just have your way. I've given it to you. I prayed about it. I didn't like not I didn't pray, like I just praised. It was a praise kind of program. So I just did praise and I removed my mind from it. After like a week, I think it was a week. After a week, I got a call. And then they said that um we've decided that okay, some of you that applied for this particular country and everything, so we've seen that your grades are good, your score is good. I think so. They didn't really say that, but I got the call and I got another country. So guys, country I didn't even apply for, and it even felt like that was even the best than the one I lost. So sometimes in your waiting period, when you are believing God to really help you, that time that you're even praying, fasting, and it just feels as if you're having so many attacks and you want to give up. I want to advise you that don't give up, because it's even at that time that God is working behind the scene, and you will not know. You will be filled with discouragement. You'll be feeling as if things are happening to me, bad things are happening to me. Like, God, why is all this happening to me? But honestly speaking, that's even when God is actually answering your prayers. The devil just want to distract you. The devil just want to make you feel as if nothing is happening in your life, and it's so easy for you to be sad, to be discouraged. But I want to encourage you that you should not let that discourage you. Don't get discouraged just because it feels as if you're not like seeing the results at that particular time. Don't get discouraged. Keep praying, keep fasting times two, keep praying times two. Don't let anything discourage you. Trust me, your waiting period is a powerful period to get some things that you want to do, to get in your life. And apart from that, it also transform you. I'm telling you, I remember the time that I had this carryover. I think I've shared this testimony before on this channel. I had this carryover, and I was really sad because I was actually entering my final year. I think I had the carryover on my final year. I don't even know, but I I didn't want to stay back another year, and I know that the only person I know is God, because I don't really like I will not come and have carryover and all those things. And I'm not the kind of person that likes to write exam again. That's why I like to read. I like to read because I don't even have strength to write exam again. So I just remember, like, when I had that carryover, I was also sad. I was just telling myself that, God, I really don't want to come back and write this exam again. So I'm just going to put my whole hope in you, my trust in you, and I'm going to do something I called marathon fasts until you answer my prayers. That was what I called it. So I was fasting nonstop. Like, I think it lasted for 3 months. I was like, until God answered my prayers. And in that waiting period, it didn't feel like anything was going to happen. It didn't feel like um they were going to cancel it and make me write again. So I was just scared, because if I was going to write it again, that means I'll have to stay back another year to write it again. So I was just believing God that they'll just give me the opportunity to write it the next comment session, or I'll just write it again, so I don't have to come back another year. So I was just doing that marathon fasting, and I was really reading. Guys, I won't say I'm fasting and I'm not going to be reading. I was also reading just in case, we get to be called to write the exam again. So I was also reading, but I was also fasting and believing God that God will also grant me this breakthrough that I wanted for my life. And now behold, when I'm even almost giving hope, we God never even answer. We God answered these prayers, and God answered. They gave us the opportunity to write that exam again. But one thing I noticed, that during that 3 months that I was fasting like non-stop, and I was reading, just believing God to help me in every area of my life, I was seeing this growth. I was seeing this growth in my spiritual life, and it was as if no God was teaching me how I needed to read, what I needed to read, how to be better. It just felt like God was just making me better and better. And so I realized that season of wait is a season of growth. It's a season where God gets to like transform your life, where God gets to like tell you things. Because some of the ideas I had, some of the things that I had that I started was as a result of that period of my waiting period. So that's why you should not joke with your waiting period. Even if you are single and you're waiting on God for a spouse, or you're believing God for a child, at that point that you're waiting on God, do not do not get discouraged. Try as much as possible not to get discouraged. Try as much as possible to surround yourself with people that will always put you in a very happy mood, people that will always help you to grow even spiritually, because you really need to be in a state of positivity and a state of faith and happiness to keep believing God. Because if you get so discouraged, if you get sad, it's going to affect your faith. You start having doubts. And trust me, it's very important that you always keep your happiness. So me, at that point when I was like praying, believing God to help me, I was always like listening to messages. I remember like I was always listening to Joe Austin every day. I'll just be playing his messages, and I'll just be listening to it every day. And I'm telling you, when I was those times when I was listening to Joe Austin, it was building me up. I didn't know that there were a lot of baggages that I was still carrying inside of me. I was still having all these insecurities. I was still doubting myself. There were so many things I was still dealing with. So in that period of wait, when I was believing God to help me, to assist me in everything I was doing, and I was also like growing, listening to messages and trying to build my faith, and I was also fasting. God was working in me. God was helping me to know even how to minister. That's even when I actually ministered for the first time, because I had never like sang. I've not led any song in church when I was in school. I've never led any songs. Most times they just tell me to back up. I'll probably be like a lead backup, but when it comes to like leading ministrations, I've never done it. I always felt like I cannot lead ministrations. I don't even know why, but I always used to feel like I cannot lead ministrations. I cannot do all those leadership things. I just like to just be by the corner. In choir, you see me, I'll just be the one at the back sometimes. But I remember like those days when I was just fasting, reading the Bible, listening to messages, just believing God that God just help me with this exam. I don't want to come back and write again. I realized that God was building me. He was helping me to know things. Before you know, I was ministering, I was singing. Before you know, that there were things that were happening to me, and it really helped me understand that, like during the waiting period, it's a very powerful period for you to actually connect more to God, and for you to prepare yourself. Trust me, there's nothing that God cannot do. There's nothing like impossibility with God. God can do anything. All you need to do is believe Him, and not just only that you are believing Him, act by faith. Take the step. Maybe you are believing God for something, take the step. I'm telling you. My pastor always used to say this thing, that if you want to get something that you've never had, then try to do something that you've never done. I think that was the one thing that was just ringing in my head when I was always trying to just fast, that marathon thing I was doing. So I just want to encourage you guys, like in your waiting period, no matter what you're going through right now, no matter how you feel right now, do not get discouraged. I want to I want to encourage you that God has not left you at all. I know that even at this period, even when you are still praying and you're in your waiting period, sometimes the devil sends things to distract you, to make you think as if no, God has left you, but God has not left you. I know around that my waiting period, I even I even like failed one test like that. And I was not telling I was not telling myself that, oh my God, I'm still here praying, fasting, reading my books. Why am I failing God? Yeah, so this is the time you're supposed to be like helping me to pass everything I'm reading. Like I was just having all those kind of mindsets. But I think God was trying to teach me something. God was trying to teach me that in the good and in the bad, keep trusting me, keep believing in me, never leave me even when you think I've not answered you, and even when I answer your prayers, do not leave me, still be in me, because that is where you get your peace, joy. That's where you get everything that you want. So I just want to encourage you guys in this video, because even right now, like where I always used to shoot videos with my phone. Some of you guys have heard me say this a lot of times, that I didn't want to get a camera. I just wanted to be using my phone because I still love the quality that I'm getting from my phone. And so at the point where I was shooting a video, because I was shooting a video last week. I think it was last week, 1st of August. So I was just like shooting this video, and all of a sudden the phone started blinking, because I'm using an iPhone X. And then the phone just started blinking, and before I know what is happening, the screen went blank and it was just showing green. And I'm like, what's happening? It came back on again. It came back on again. It was now working on my line. I'm like, okay, let me just take some pictures, because every time I do my makeup and I dress up to shoot a video, I also try to take like pictures for my Instagram page. So I'm like, let me take some pictures so that I'll just upload for my Instagram page also, and I'll also take pictures I'll use for my thumbnail for my YouTube. So as I was like taking pictures and doing all those YouTube things I was doing and shooting videos, all of a sudden the problem started again. It was just showing green screen. At that point in time, it didn't really fall down. Did it fall down? I don't know if it fell down, but I was just like, why would this happen? Because everything I do it on that phone. Everything I do on that phone. And even the night before that day, I prayed. Like I said, I always used to listening to Mountain of Fire messages and prayers. And I'll pray with it. I will pray with it. And oh my God, those prayers are not even funny prayers, they're hot prayers. And I prayed with it. So I'm just like, God, I prayed even before I started shooting this video. Apart from the fact that I prayed before I started shooting this video, I also like I'm doing your work, God. I'm doing YouTube video. I'm doing YouTube video. So why am I actually going through this? Because my phone just went blank. I could not even all the messages I was receiving, I could not receive any message. The people that I was expecting that they were going to like reach out to me, I could not reach out to anybody. So at that point in time, I was really down. I'm not even going to lie. And for 3 days, I think 3 or 4 days, I didn't go online. I could not go on WhatsApp, Instagram, nowhere. So I was just down. But at a point in time, I just told myself that you just have to like not be in this mood, because God is for you. I had to remind myself that God is for me, you know. God is not against me. And even if I go through anything in my life, I should never think that, oh, God just want me to suffer. God really doesn't want you to suffer. God does not want me to suffer. So I just remember like just going to see my friend, and I spoke to her about the whole thing I was going through. Because if I'm telling you, during your waiting period, the first thing that you do, which is a mistake, is that you want to isolate yourself from everybody. But I'm telling you, like, do not isolate yourself from anybody. Trust me, it's good that you go meet friends, you go meet people that you get to talk to, and tell them what you're going through, and then they just try to help you, give you advice on what to do. So I just remember like going to meet my friend. I told her everything, and she helped me. She gave me advice. Tell me, go do this, do this, do this. And guys, I could use my other phone because I had another phone, but that phone was not like good. Though. I didn't really like that phone, and that phone is not phone that you can use. It's like a Chinese phone, and if you guys know, like with China, like you cannot access social media when you're using like a Chinese phone, except you are using a VPN. Right now, I'm also using like a VPN. So that's why I can be on YouTube, Instagram, and everything. So that was a Chinese phone. So I was thinking that that Chinese phone could not access social media and I could not access VPN. But then when I spoke to my friend, she was able to do that for me, whereby she sent a VPN from her phone. But I was trying to download a VPN from from a store, from the app store, but it wasn't working. So I now thought that since I cannot download from the store, that means I can't use like I can't be able to access social media and everything. But we tried it together to see, okay, what if you send it from your phone to my to the Chinese phone? Will it work? And it worked. So I now told myself, okay, let me just be using it for the meantime. Even if I don't really like it, because that Chinese phone too is not is a free phone. You know how you come to a place and they give you a free phone. That free phone is not really like a phone that they're saying, oh, this phone is the best phone. It's a phone they're just telling you to use for the meantime. Those kind of phones you can just use it to make calls, you can use it to do things, but it's not really as if no, it's a great phone to shoot videos. Because for me, why I even bought my iPhone was because I wanted to use it to shoot videos. I wanted to use it to shoot really good quality videos and to shoot some other things, because there are other apps in iPhone that are not in Android. So that's why I got the iPhone. If not, please, why am I getting iPhone? iPhone is too expensive. To me, I feel like it's too expensive. You can actually get an Android and do what you want to do with it. That's what I think. Anyway, but I still love the iPhone because it's still good. But guys, at that period of time, when I was just there on my own for 3 days or so, I was just trying to be isolated from everybody. I was feeling as if no, nobody's for me. This, I'm going through this. What's happening? This. But I just started talking to myself like, I know God. I know my God. God is not the kind of God that wants you to suffer. God is not the kind of God that does not have surplus. No, God has so much. He has more than enough for you. He has things that He wants to give you and be like, these things are for you. He has so much. And some of us who are not believing, some of us are not believing, some of us that are not, asking God for more, we'll find out that by God's grace, when we go back to heaven, God will be showing us, see all the things I have for you. You did not ask. And you just be opening your mouth. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, guys. So at that point, I was just isolating myself. The devil was just bringing thoughts into my head, making me feel like, hey, you're not this, hey, you're not that. God does not want you to do YouTube. God does not want you to do that. God does not want you. Like, so many thoughts will come into my head. But I just had to like talk to myself and tell myself, I know my God. God has more than enough. This phone that sports is just a phone. Like, God is the one that supplied this phone for me when I believed Him to supply it. God is the one that supplied a scholarship for me. God is the one that did all these things for me. So why am I like in this mood where I'm just having a down moment and telling myself like the whole world is against me? No, the whole world is not against you. God is not against you. God loves you. God wants you to have so much. But you need to get out of that self-pity. You need to get out of that mood of feeling as if no, the whole world is against you. So that's what I did. I got out of that self-pity thing. And I just went to my friend and we talked, we tried out so many things. Even if I'm not even the funny thing is, even after she solved the problem for me, I wasn't even using the phone like that. But just solving that problem. And it just gave me this encouragement. And I started thinking, wait, I have an iPad. Can you imagine? I didn't know I have an iPad that I was not using. Though it's not like it's in a perfect condition because I don't know why all these phones used to fall down from my hands. But I had an iPad that I could take pictures and I could do things with. And so many things were coming, and I'm like, oh my God, I can even do like a live video, even if I don't really like the quality of the video, I can do a live video. So all these things were coming into my mind. But at that point when I was just so down and feeling like the whole world was against me, I was not getting any idea. I was not getting innovative. I was not getting any I was not creating anything in my head. I was just feeling really down. So guys, that's I want to help you. I want to talk to you. I want to like just encourage you that don't try to like be in that depression mode, self-pity, like looking at your life like as if the whole world is against you and everything. Trust me, God is for you, and God has so much in stock for you. He has so much in stock for you. Do not let anything get to you and kill your joy. That's what I've learned, and I just want to come out here to tell you that in your waiting period, that's the period of strength. That's the period that you can actually do things for yourself, that you can achieve a lot. Do not give up on God. Trust me, God is for you. God loves you, and God wants the best for you. Like, and honestly speaking, all of a sudden, people are like saying, "Oh, they want to pay for the repair of the phone." Are you serious? And I was just down, telling myself that the whole world is against me. But the moment I opened up, I told some people that, oh, my phone had issues, it did this, it did that. They're like, tell me the amount. Like, they want to pay for it. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Can you see the God we serve? But I need you to know that I prayed before that morning. I prayed before that day. And I was just feeling like I'm the last person that should go through anything right now, because I already prayed. I was praying also for the shooting, because I was going to shoot a YouTube video. And I'm like, I'm the last person that should go through anything right now. But I'm telling you, I still feeling like that was actually an attack. I still feel like that was an attack, because even that night, I still having this blurry thing in my eyes. I don't know what it was. That's when I started praying. And that's even when I realized that when you go through a difficult thing in your life, and when you're going through an attack, that's even when you should pray more. That is when you should fast more. I know you would think that, okay, that's when you should just chill and everything, but no, that is when you should pray more. That is when you should fast more. That is when you should say, no, I can't go through this. Because if you are just calm, if you're just calm about it, and you're just so sad and depressed, the devil will keep doing more to you. The devil will keep bringing more problems to you. You keep attracting things, bad things. Get angry in your spirit and tell yourself that I cannot be going through this at this time. Like, I cannot be facing this. That's actually how I actually get things for my own life. Because I'm just like, at this period of time in my life, I cannot be going through this. God can do this for me. So I'll just snap out of self pity or depression or sadness or all those things. Trust me, that's the only way. Please do not be in a state of, don't be in that state where you're just so depressed and sad and everything. Please do not be in that state. Snap out of it and get angry in your spirit. Even if if it feels like you have been praying and you're still going to pray more. I'm telling you, in your place, in your waiting period, that is even when God is fighting behind the scene. That is even when God is doing things for you behind the scene. But you might not be seeing it, but it doesn't mean that God is not working. Because you're not seeing does not mean that God is not doing them for you. Trust me. Keep praying, keep believing. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is my very, very first live stream. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. Maybe I should even do more live stream, because I even like it, because it's even less stressful. You don't have to like start uploading and everything. Just come here and just do your live video. But anyway, I hope I really, really encourage you to keep believing God and keep trusting God, because God has so much for you. Bye guys, I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to actually be releasing like cover songs soon, and I cannot wait to share with you all, and I hope that it blesses you. Leave in the comment section below which other kind of video you want me to come here and talk about. I'll see you guys. Bye for now. Bye. Oh.